that has helped all of us to perform tedious tasks with ease. Automation Anywhere is one of the leaders in the RPA market and provides various features and functionalities to automate simple to complex tasks. So hi all, this is Sahiti on behalf of Edureka, and I welcome you to this session on what is Automation Anywhere. In this session, guys, we'll focus on the basics of Automation Anywhere, and by the end of the session, you'll get a complete understanding about what is Automation Anywhere and how to use it, right? So on that note, let's take a look at the topics for today's session. So the topics for today's session are, as you can see on my screen. We'll start with Introduction to RPA, where I'll talk about the basics of robotic process automation, and then I'll introduce you to the top tools in today's market. After that, I'll introduce what is Automation Anywhere and then talk about its additions. Once that is done, we'll look into the installation of Automation Anywhere, and then I'll explain you the architecture of Automation Anywhere. After that, we'll talk about the different types of bots provided by Automation Anywhere, and we'll discuss the top commands in Automation Anywhere. Once that is done, I'll give you a walkthrough of the Automation Anywhere client, and finally, we'll end this session with a hands-on, right? Let's start with the first topic for today's session, that is Introduction to RPA. Now, RPA, or Robotic Process Automation, is a simple process through which you can automate simple to complex tasks. So when I say robotic process automation, guys, there are three terms that you have to understand over here. That is robotic, process, and automation. So starting with robotic are those entities which mimic human actions. So all those entities which mimic human actions are called as robots, and these robots have to follow a sequence of steps to mimic human actions, right? So those sequence of steps are nothing but a process. And finally, coming to automation, any process that is done by a robot without any human intervention is said to be automated. Now, when we combine all these three terms together, that is robotic, process, and automation, mimicking human actions to perform a sequence of steps that lead to a meaningful activity without any human intervention is nothing but robotic process automation. I hope it was clear to you guys. Alright, so now when I say that robots mimic human actions, let me tell you that these are not physical robots, but these are software tools, or you can just understand that these are bots deployed through softwares or tools, right? So next in this session, let's discuss the top RPA tools present in the market. So the top RPA tools present in the market are, as you can see on my screen, we have WorkFusion, Anandamonday, Kofax, Nice, Jakarta, Redwood, Blue Prism, Automation Edge, AntWorks, Visual Cron, Automation Anywhere, UiPath, Crayon, and Pegasystems. But out of the lot, the top three tools present in the market today are UiPath, Automation Anywhere, and Blue Prism. So since this session is completely based on Automation Anywhere, we'll be focusing on what is Automation Anywhere only, right? Before I take you through what is Automation Anywhere, let me tell you that Automation Anywhere is a global leader in RPA and is the pioneers of digital workforce. It has around 3,500 plus customer entities with 1,59,000 plus community and more than 1.7 million bots deployed. Not only this, it has more than 16 years of innovation with present in 90 plus countries and has more than 1,100 global partners. Apart from all these stats, guys, Automation Anywhere has also been named the leader in the decision matrix in the RPA Platforms 2018-19 category by Ovum. So on that note, let's move on to the next topic for today's session, that is what is Automation Anywhere. So guys, if you just have to understand what is Automation Anywhere, then let me tell you that Automation Anywhere is a basic RPA tool through which you can automate simple to complex tasks. Not only this, but it also offers cognitive automation through which you can automate unstructured and semi-structured data by deploying bots which can analyze these data and generate insights. It also provides workforce analytics so that you understand how much is the CPU usage and how many bots are deployed and how are your bots working, whether they're working fine or not, and so on, right? So guys, I would just say it's an all-in-one package tool. Let me take you through the different editions offered by Automation Anywhere. So there are mainly three editions offered by Automation Anywhere, that is Enterprise version 11, Enterprise A 2019, and Community Edition. The Enterprise version 11 is basically designed for the enterprises. The Enterprise A 2019 fits for mid to large organizations, and the Community Edition is fit for individual developers as it's a free edition. So let's look into each of these editions one by one. So starting with the Enterprise version 11, This edition is designed for large enterprises and is the world's most widely deployed RPA platform. It also offers enterprise RPA on-premise, it provides IQ bots, it provides bot insights and bot stores, and also offers a mobile app. It fits well for large to medium enterprises and offers free trial for 30 days. It provides on-premise cloud and also offers unlimited bot creation. Apart from that, it also offers unlimited number of bots and provides technical support and provides certified training. Well, that was about Enterprise version 11, guys. Now let's talk about Enterprise A 2019. Well, this edition provides instant on-use functionalities with a web-based and the cloud-native platform. It provides the enterprise version either on the cloud or on premises. It also provides bot insights and bot stores. It has mobile apps and is again fit for large to medium enterprises. For licenses, you have to call the official Automation Anywhere team. It could be either present on the cloud or can be available on premise. It provides unlimited bot creation and unlimited number of bots. It provides technical support and also provides certified training. Finally, coming to the last type of edition, that is the community edition. Well, this edition provides a free access to one of the top RPA platforms to help the developers and small businesses to automate different types of tasks. Not only this, but it also provides enterprise RPA, it provides IQ bots, it also provides bot insights and bot stores. It has no mobile app and is fit for small teams. The free edition type, so anybody can just download and install this community edition and start using Automation Anywhere. It's basically present on the cloud. It provides 2 bots creations and has unlimited number of bots. It comes with the Automation Anywhere people community so that to clarify each other technical queries and also provide certified training. Well, guys, these were the various editions of Automation Anywhere. So it's completely up to you which edition you wish to download and install and start using Automation Anywhere. I would say if you're an individual developer who is just starting his or her career in RPA domain, start by using the community edition where you can get a hands-on practice on Automation Anywhere, and then you can go forward with the enterprise versions, right? So on that note, let's look into the installation of Automation Anywhere. So guys, in this part of the session, I'm not going to show you step by step how to install the Automation Anywhere. So for that, you can refer to my session on Automation Anywhere installation, but I'll just mention the hardware and the software prerequisites for the installation, right? So once you have these prerequisites ready, you can go to my session and start following the steps shown in the sessions to install and download Automation Anywhere. So the prerequisites are as you can see on my screen. You must have standard and data center editions of Microsoft Windows Server 2012, R2 and Server 2016. You should have a basic processor, an 8-core Intel Xeon processor and a RAM of 16 GB with at least 500 GB disk space. You can have Google Chrome version 57 and above, or you can also go for Internet Explorer version 1 and version 11 and Firefox version 52 and above. Also, you should have Microsoft SQL Server of 2012, 2014, SP1, 2016 and 17, and Microsoft .NET 4.6 framework. So guys, if you do not have Microsoft SQL Server, you don't have to worry. When you start installing Automation Anywhere, they automatically provide you with a setup of SQL Server, which you have to set up first, and then you go back and start setting up the other parameters of Automation Anywhere. So for the step-by-step installation of Automation Anywhere, you can refer to my session. On that note, let's move forward with the next topic for today's session, that is the Automation Anywhere architecture. Automation Anywhere follows a distributed architecture. Through this architecture, the centralized management is accomplished via the Automation Anywhere's control room. Well, this architecture is mainly segregated into bot creators and bot runners, apart from the control room. So both of these components are connected to the control room, as you can see on my screen. Now, if you observe on my screen, you see the arrowheads on both the sides of bot creators and bot runners connected to the control room, right? So let's discuss each of these components one by one so that you understand how the architecture works, right? So starting with the bot creators. So as the name suggests, the bot creators are used to create bots. These are the desktop-based applications which authenticate against an active control room and only have the access to upload or download the bots. On configuring these bots for the control room, multiple developers can create individual tasks or bots and can execute all of them at once. Coming to control room, the control room is one of the most important components of the architecture. It's basically a web server that controls the bots created by the bot creators, and since Automation Anywhere focuses on centralized management, The control room offers features such as centralized user management, the automation deployment, the source control, and also provides a dashboard. Also, let me tell you that there are two types of licenses available in Automation Anywhere, that is the dev license and the run license. Well, the dev license is the license through which you can create, edit, and run a bot, and the run license is the license through which you will not have any edit access, but you can only just execute or run the bot. Well, that was about the control room, guys. Now, finally, coming to bot runners. Well, the bot runners are used to execute the bots. Multiple bots can be executed in parallel, but they cannot update or create an automation. They are runtime clients which are installed on Windows machines and can report back the execution log status to the control room. So if I have to summarize all these three components together, then once a developer creates a bot and updates it on the control room can hereby schedule and execute these bots on bot runners based on the requirements or on priority. So guys, that was about the architecture of Automation Anywhere. I hope you understood how the components of Automation Anywhere work together. Now let's move forward with the next topic for today's session, that is the Automation Anywhere bots. Well guys, there are mainly three types of bots provided by Automation Anywhere, that is the task bots, the meta bots, and the IQ bots. Starting with the task bots. The task bots are the core of the automation which execute repetitive rule-based tasks, and these tasks are very easy to build and can execute multiple step processes with no errors. So if you wish to create a task bot, you have to go to your Automation Anywhere client and then click on New or Record button. Moving on to metabots. Metabots are a little bit advanced bots when compared to that of task bots. So basically, metabots are used to automate applications on your personal computers and can be created using the application APIs, visual captures, and the integration flows. And finally, coming to the IQ bot, the IQ bots are the next generation intelligent bots that allow the developers to add cognitive capabilities to the processes. These bots use cognitive capabilities to extract information from semi and unstructured data and can also learn to detect patterns so that the next time the pattern is encountered, the bots know exactly what has to be done when. So, with every human validation, it learns and grows smarter to execute the actions. So guys, I hope that you've understood the different types of bots provided by Automation Anywhere, that is the task bot, the meta bot, and the IQ bots. Now that I've spoken so much about Automation Anywhere, about its bots, about its architecture, and how it works, its installation and all, let's look into the top commands that are used in Automation Anywhere. So the top commands used in Automation Anywhere are the Windows actions, the mouse actions, the string operations, the files and folders, the web recorders, the optical character recognition, the keystrokes, and the REST web services. Starting with the Windows actions. Well, the Windows actions are used to automate tasks such as opening, closing, minimizing, or maximizing a window, and even getting the active window title. So it basically automates all the actions related to a window, guys. Moving on to mouse clicks. Well, as the name suggests, the mouse clicks are used to automate the tasks which are related to clicking at a specific position of the application or a window. So whenever you want to click something at a specific point, then you can automate that particular kind of action. Moving on to string operations. String operations, like in any other programming language, are used to perform various operations such as comparing two strings, replacing a string, finding a length of the string, reversing a string, or splitting a string, and so on, right? So this activity, or I would say this command in Automation Anywhere, is used to play around with your strings. After that, the next command that we have is the files and folders command. Well, the files and folders command deals with the various actions which you can perform with the files or folders, like copying, deleting, renaming, moving, zipping, printing, and so on. Well, this was about files and folders, guys. Moving on to the next command, that is web recorders. Well, the web recorders are used in Automation Anywhere to extract the text from the web, find broken links, navigate the URLs, manage web controls, download the files, and so on. So this command is used to completely play around with the web related automations, guys. After that, we have the optical character recognition, that is the OCR. Well, the OCR is used to capture an area, window, or capture an image by path and URL. So the data can be extracted from this particular image, path, or the URL and can be stored and can be further analyzed. After OCR, we have the keystrokes command. Well, the keystrokes command are used to automate the task of writing a text into application and also make sure that you can enter the text in any manner that you wish. Well, that was about the keystrokes command, guys. And finally, we have the REST web services. Well, the REST web services are used to automate the task of fetching data from JSON APIs and storing it. So guys, that were the top commands of Automation Anywhere. So don't worry, when I open my Automation Anywhere client, I'll show you where are these commands present and how you can use them, right? So on that note, let's move forward with the next topic for today's session, that is Automation Anywhere's client. Well, the Automation Anywhere client is a basic tool provided by Automation Anywhere where you can automate your tasks. So basically, it's like a design tool that you can understand, through which you can take commands of Automation Anywhere and design the task step by step so that it can be executed by the bots. So if you see on my screen, the Automation Anywhere client has the toolbar, the menu bar, and also the automate and the manage bar. Toolbar has options such as the new, record, run, and edit. The menu bar has the options such as file, edit, view, tools, help, and feedback. And finally, the automate and the manage bar has such as, what are the tasks created, what could be the meta bots present, the bot store, the workflows, and so on, right? So I'm not going to go into the depth of the different types of bars because that's not really important, guys. What I'll do is I'll take you through the Automation Anywhere's client so that you can understand how to really automate tasks, right? So on that note, let's move on to the final topic for today's session, that is hands-on. So what we're going to do over here is that, we're going to automate how to automatically sign up. So for example, if you see over here, if you go to our edureka.co website, if you're a new user, you have to first sign up, right? So to sign up, what you have to do is you have to click on the sign up button, mention your email ID and number, and then click on sign up. And once you click on sign up, the next thing that you have to do is you have to create your password, and then finally you can choose to log in. So what I'll do is I'll automate this task, right? So to automate this task, first we have to open our Automation Anywhere client. So let me just open that, and after that we can go forward with our hands-on part. All right. So guys, this is how your Automation Anywhere client looks like. So as you can see on my screen, on the left hand side, we have all the commands. And on the top, we have the toolbar and the menu bar respectively. The toolbar has the new, record, run, save, and enable debugging and set snapshot. And the menu bar has the file, edit, view, debug, tools, and help. So if you have to just use any command, what you simply have to do is you have to just choose that command and drag and drop it in your screen. Once you drag and drop it on your screen, you can see that it opens up automatically, and then you can choose your options, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use these commands, right? So what I'll do is, so as I previously mentioned, I'll show you how to automate the task of signing up to a website, right? So we're going to use the edureka.co website. So initially, if you see, we have to launch our edureka.co website, right? So for that, you have to use the launch website action. So I'll drag and drop the launch website action, and then I'll just mention the URL over here, right? So I'll just open in my Google Chrome. I'll copy from here and I'll paste it over here, right? And then I'll click on launch, right? So once I click on launch, you can see that, automatically this particular website will be launched, right? So I'll just go back and then I'll click on save. Now, once our website has been launched, the next thing that we have to do is we have to click on our sign up button, right? So to click on the sign up button, we'll just insert the mouse click action. So I'll drag and drop the insert mouse click action, and in the window section, I'll just choose our Edureka website. After that, I'll just choose capture, drag, and then I'll capture over here. Right, so you can see that our mouse position 1237 and 137 on y-axis has been captured. So let me just do it again so that you can see it properly. So what you have to do is you have to choose the left button on your mouse and then choose capture, choose the position where you want to click. So over here, if you see, our X position is around 1240 and our Y position is around 130. So I'll just leave my mouse button over there. So automatically with this step, we're indicating that our mouse click has to be clicked over there. And after that, I'll just mention delay to be 3 milliseconds. So just in case if we want any delay, and I'll click on save. Now, before I move forward, I'll just go back to my launch website step, and then I'll just choose on this option of override default browser, and then I'll choose Google Chrome. Now I'm choosing Google Chrome because it's very easy to select the elements in Google Chrome. So I'll just choose Google Chrome and click on save. Now, after that, as I said before, once the sign up option is open, a user has to mention the email ID and the number, right? Now, even before I move on with the next steps, let's just save this task so that we don't face any issues. Now, the next thing that we'll do is we'll just drag and drop the object cloning activity. And then what I'll do is I'll choose the window. So the window will be Google Chrome's. right? And then I'll click on capture, and then I'll capture this. So the next step that has to be performed is that you select an action. So over here you choose text, and then over here you can mention the email ID. I'll just mention the email ID, right? And then I'll mention the delay to be of 15 milliseconds, and then click on save, right? After that, the next thing again that you have to do is you have to mention your phone number also, right? So again, you just drag and drop the object cloning activity, choose capture, and then you capture this particular section, right? Next, you just select the action, go to set text, and then mention the phone number, right? So I'll just mention the phone number, right? And then I'll mention the delay to be a 15 milliseconds, and then I'll click on save. Now, once the email ID and the phone number are set, so the next thing that you have to do is you have to execute this demo, right? So let's just execute and check what happens, right? So I'll just click on save this and execute. All right, so you can see that, our edureka.co website has come. All right, so there's an error that we see that, a sample email ID pre-exists. So let me just put a different email ID. Now, once the email ID and the number are put over here, the next thing that you have to do is you have to click on the sign up button, right? So to do that, I'll again click on insert mouse click. I'll drag and drop it over here, choose the window and click on capture, and then drag and drop it to the sign up button over here. And then I'll click on save, right? Now, after we click on sign up button, the next thing that we have to do is we have to create a password, right? So if you observe over here, we have to create a password, right? So to create a password, what I'll do is you have to just mention the password, right? So I'll just drag and drop the object cloning activity again. I'll just choose this particular screen, click on capture, and then capture over here, right? And then what I'll do is I'll click on set action to perform, choose set text, and then I'll mention the password, right? And then I'll click on save. Now, once we mention the password, we again have to click on start learning, right? So to click on start learning, what I'll do is I'll just drag and drop the insert mouse click activity, capture the screen again, click on capture, and then leave the position over here, right? And then I'll click on save, right? So once we execute this particular task, you'll automatically see that, our email ID anay@gmail.com and the number has been automatically entered in our website. And then he has signed up for edureka.co, right? So let's just save this task and execute it and click on run. All right. So as you just saw, automatically our edureka.co website was opened, and then the details was filled and sign up button was pressed. After that, automatically the password was mentioned, and then start learning option was pressed, right? All right, so that's how, guys, you can start automating tasks in Automation Anywhere. Well, this was a simple example. Well, you can even more complicate this example by fetching the data of email IDs, phone number, and passwords from a database or an Excel sheet automatically, and then inputting them onto our websites, and then creating individual accounts, right? So this I leave it to you. But if you have any further queries related to the session, please comment down in the comment section below. Until then, that's all from my side today. Thank you and happy learning.